Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero of Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. Off yet an exciting and riveting 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. In the south, we got JaeforJett fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The true American dream here with the first armoured division versus the north. We got Orangepest fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Forming up here with the 272nd Infantry Division, we got Mobile Defense, Lightning Bolt, and Jaeger Army here for Orangepest with double infantry half-track versus in the south, JaeforJett's infantry, airborne, and recon support with triple infantry, noting no heavy cavalry, so indicating we're not going to be getting the usual sort of, lieutenant, captain, stole for the perching game. So that'll hopefully be interesting here. We got a gun at the MD42 start off Orangepest, JaeforJett here with the rifle heading out to each side, so in that way, make greater gains on the field, but also more importantly try and suss out what his opponent is doing in that regard. If you're playing aggressively, having a clear idea where your opponent is and isn't is also good. Plus the rifle score can additionally try and disrupt Orangepest's early game, so certainly some trickier on the horizon there. Sandbags by the calf point, very standard stuff then before being caught by the rifleman. Patch by ways that should overhaul some of the command. They should hopefully be going up either tomorrow, well, I guess by today, by this video is counting, or the day after. Otherwise, hopefully not much longer, so we get some more exciting episodes and interesting meta game plays. We got Rifleman's Grenadiers here, more Grenadiers and Wild for Orangepest, more Rifleman for JaeforJett, rather standard starts here again in terms of build orders for both sides. Grenadiers going to make a rush for the house, Rifleman can't reach it, but of course they could part themselves on front of it, or they could just ignore the Grenadiers inside it. There are a few options here for JaeforJett to take versus Orangepest, which is of course adding more infantry. Rifleman moving about, seizing territory elsewhere, fuel point rather delayed than admittedly so it is as well for Orangepest due to JaeforJett's harassment, but not quite as delayed as going to be for JaeforJett. Third rifle scored out here for America, freedom, democracy. Carl already dead, shot down by the Grenadiers, the K9 TKs piercing his brave American flesh there and leaving him quite dead. Point there secured. Small progress here for JaeforJett and the 1st Armoured Division versus the 272nd Infantry Division. Rifleman making good gains here for the Fatherland. Das Vaterland. There's the Rifleman of the Grenadiers there because it's definitely awkward to set with Rifleman to make gains for the Fatherland. That'd be very awkward there. My brain is slightly fried out after having spent a lot of days just searching most of the day because it's much more difficult just lately finding anything really good. There's been a lot of just, I'd say, kind of dull calling meta, so my brain is slightly overloaded having watched too many replays. Probably should take a break somehow. But anyways, point there, we got punished from some riflemen here. We got Grenadiers flanking up north, flanking about the riflemen. Shots being fired here. We got infantry doctrine for JaeforJett, an interesting choice there. Opens up for the powerful Browning light machine gun for the riflemen. Mines, sandbags, mortar half-tanks, helicorns, of course, the pre-self-propel artillery. So there's certain options here for JaeforJett depending on what Orangepest does. Orangepest, on the other hand, is so far keeping his cards close to himself. He's not playing his hand yet here versus the Yankees. Grenadiers advancing in pursuit of the riflemen. JaeforJett is already taking up the fuel drop there. Most likely it's going to be the platoon command post, and bingo, that is exactly what it is. So a few 50 calibers here, fast on, can also have an impact here versus Orangepest, who is in fact committing very heavily to infantry. We've got 4 Grenadier, 1 MD42. Small chance of the tier 2 rush, or tier 2 but tier 3 rush, which hasn't been as popular as late, but can still happen. So it would be interesting there if that's exactly what Orangepest is playing at. Of course, he might be going for a heavy tier 1 into tier 2 and then into tier 3. So a few options here for Orangepest versus JaeforJett. Corporal machine and bunker variations are routed. Lieutenants a bit close to go. Oh, there you go. Running for JaeforJett and the 1st Armoured Division. Pioneers moving out with MP40s. Grenadiers moving up here for the eastern field point. The standard actual Grenadier squad was actually roughly 10 men, but by 1945 manpower shortage was basically universal across most units in the Wehrmacht, and so it's much more common they sort of operated under strength, like for example 8 men, in which case again 2 Grenadier squads in game is roughly representative of a Grenadier squad in an actual war. So a little fun note here about organisation and, well, paper strength versus actual strength, which tends also to get slightly ignored. Admittedly, most armies by 1944-45 were suffering acute manpower shortages. Even the Red Army was by 1944-45 starting to feel the strain. But anyways, Rifleman against Grenadiers here. Ambulance on the way there for JaeforJett. Halfway done. Lieutenant there finding him from inside the house. MD42 opening up here. And these points being secured. And we got doctoral choice for Orangepest versus JaeforJett. He's going for Lightning War. D for the Feast being a very strong choice there versus the Rifleman. in my personal opinion. Cost efficient upgrade, and also allows you to fight the rifles on more mobile bases, which is kind of what you need. Grenadiers in a really bad spot. We've got a rifle off here from Orangepest and the 272nd Infantry to be shown. I like to make a nice company up, so it is indeed not a tier 3 rash. The potentially, of course, is that he might be able to do it, but if he gets hit by a light vehicle, Orangepest is going to be in a very bad spot. Reaction from Lieutenant Support pushing back the Grenadiers here in the West. Riflemen seizing territory for America, freedom, democracy. Orangepest could consider medic bankrupt soon. Some of his Grenadiers are taking quite a bit of damage. Then the healing could buy him a bit of extra time engagements here and there. Ambulance up for JaeforJett, healing, and of course support being provided for his men. And we got the 2-2 out there for Orangepest. Very good choice versus the Americans. Can put pressure on them, flank, harass, and possibly be used to raid into the base and take out the ambulance if your opponent is not ready for that one. It doesn't happen a lot, but some players are in fact that kind of devious that they will actually rush in and do it, and it can occasionally be really effective since your opponent, well, won't expect it. I mean, most German players will never just try and, you know, blitz into the base and knock out the ambulance, so if you suddenly do it, you might be able to just actually pull it off and completely throw off your opponent, in particular since they have to constantly say replace the ambulance or keep defending it. That can actually get kind of expensive, so I mean, an ambulance raid is actually a surprisingly valid tactic, though of course not without its risks. JaeforJett flying up here with the 50 caliber, the Mardeus. We got mines up here, though quickly busted by the riflemen. Not a bad idea though for Orangepest. Catching up any American light vehicles can usually pay off nicely. In the west, far west, we got JaeforJett hitting the fuel pump there as well, even as Orangepest is holding off against the major assault here, noting that he has got a nice fuel lead over JaeforJett, having control of somewhat of both fuel points here. 2-2 neatly moving westwards. Very nice play here. Use of sandbags elsewhere. I see there from JaeforJett. He is flooding quite a bit of ammunition, but most likely he wants to go for the brown light machine guns here. Oh, yeah, he actually tried to rifle grenade the retreating rifleman. Bit of a tricky move that actually requires a lot of experience, but also sort of really judge the distance and timing and everything of that. But Orangepest actually did it, allowing him to wipe the rifleman. That's actually a pretty impressive move there by Orangepest. I don't think most Vermont players were able to pull that one off, but by Jove, he did. In the east, he's made good progress here, but the loss of the rifle score is going to hurt him. He's actually going up for more 50 calibers instead. I mean, versus the German infantry heavy strategy, 50 calibers would be nice. Can also help versus the 2-2s. I might, yeah, bunker up there for Orangepest, very good. And he might even try and go for a fast tech here versus Orangepest, or JaeforJett, I mean. Blah. 2-2 moving about, he can swing in there, sweeping 40s, driving tails around it, trying to keep up pressure on the 50 caliber. Nice push here by Orangepest. JaeforJett is starting to have a bit of hard time here. There we go, double rifle grenades on the 50 caliber, gets up, but he's already low in health, and he could lose the 50 caliber here to Orangepest, would be a notable blow here to JaeforJett, and also punishing for extending his machine gun like that. But then again, you're probably expecting Orangepest to pull off that kind of assault there with the 2-2 and the double rifle grenades from 2 Grenadier squads. That is also a pretty rare move, so nicely done there by Orangepest, punishing JaeforJett there for a moment's oversight and kind of overconfidence there. We got one rifle squad being equipped here with the brown light machine guns. Should probably equip the other remaining infantry units as well, the lieutenant and the rifleman, that way further increasing the firepower that JaeforJett can bring to bear on the Nazis. Lieutenant versus Grenadiers here, rifle moving in. Sweeping forwards, and there you go, Grenadiers repulsed. Back here, reinforcement, 50 caliber on the way again, so JaeforJett's going to be getting up more of those to again help versus the infantry and the light vehicle. And Orangepest here is taking advantage of the fuel gain he's had to actually tech ahead, pulling ahead for some bigger panzers with which to smash the Yankees into tiny bits. Pearson's been equipped there with the Browning light machine guns, further augmenting their firepower and lethality. Meanwhile, Orangepest, of course, due to the medic bank, has not been able to upgrade more of his Grenadiers there as of yet. He's taking a hit fast. It's going to be a bit of a while if we go down any armor. JaeforJett might also want to take up soon. There you go, hitting the car for last play and an anti-tank rifle grenade on the 2-2. Very good work in the right hand side though. 50 caliber versus 50 caliber here. Which one will win? So far though, it's looking like it's the American 50 caliber losing out. Other 50 caliber nearby. Good to wipe in the Pioneers. That's actually going to be nice here for JaeforJett to get it off. Yep. delay here Orangepest tech up since he has to replace the Pioneers, so that essentially adds a 200 manpower extra cost to the support. Of course, that's a really good move there by JaeforJett. Quite painful there for Orangepest. Plus, of course, it delays repairs. I mean, wiping Pioneers is actually quite an effective tactic. Of course, you shouldn't ignore it for it, but if you have the chance to wipe a Pioneer squad, doing it tends to pay off. JaeforJett filling up for the mortar, bit of a teleport is actually not a bad idea, though a bit more infantry could also be an idea. And if he has an upgraded lieutenant, by the way, with a Browning light machine gun, he should definitely do so, since, again, BAR and a Browning is a lot of firepower, particularly also then factor in the lieutenant's Thompson's light machine gun. Good harassment in the east by Orangepest here. Note, of course, again, he doesn't just try to, bash JaeforJett down, he's just trying to outmaneuver and harass while still keeping up pressure. And similarly, JaeforJett is trying to do the same. So both players here are clearly experienced, hardened veterans of company heroes who've seen much action, many battles, much sweat, blood, and primarily tears. I mean, you don't really bleed a lot playing company heroes, unless you're playing with really hazardous equipment, I guess. Like insisting on attaching razor blades to your mouth, sure, at that point you might bleed a lot, but otherwise you're like to sweat and cry a lot. Anyway, 2-2, there's the rifleman, sweeping about here, halfway to veteran 2. Machine gun there being blasted by JaeforJett's machine gun. Nice attempt at rifle grenade for Orangepest. He's really aggressive with those rifle grenades. He definitely always looks for an opportunity to get them off and then actually do some serious damage there. Those types of players, by the way, can be nasty. Though, of course, it also means he doesn't have a lot of munitions for further upgrades. But he's clearly confident that his rifle grenades can do the job. And there you go, got Lieutenant with a Brown light machine gun as well there, by the way. Tearing into the Grenadiers. And there you go. Machine gun there might just save the remaining Grenadier from a rather unpleasant death there. Still lots of harassment here. JaeforJett has yet to take out, whereas Orangepest is already building up. So 4 Brown light machine guns out here for JaeforJett. He should also consider laying down some mines when he can. I mean, anything you can do to slow down Orangepest's movement is a pretty good idea. Got that 2-2 flanking in. Got another one moving up to support east side, seemingly nothing's happening there. And the lieutenant is rushed off the field in response to Orangepest movements. 5th cover versus mortar. Reinforcement, take over there for JaeforJett, very good. And he can actually get out of tank faster here than Orangepest. So that's actually pretty good for JaeforJett. I mean, you get out a fast jump, put some pressure on Orangepest, you have a good chance here, as long as it doesn't do anything too silly. In particular because, though, Orangepest has actually got no anti-tank weapons. He is packless, and he doesn't have a Stuke either. No Panzer Scorn, and he hasn't really been able to actually successfully done any Tellermine. So Sherman right now would be quite the nightmare for Orangepest and the German army. Admittedly, of course, it would also apply in the same way if Orangepest don't manage to get out of Panzer IV before JaeforJett had anything else out. That'd be great for Orangepest, since JaeforJett has no anti-tank weapons either. Going back the eastern fuel point, troops reinforcing healing. Major ready, he should be able to pop out the Sherman any moment now. There we go. Calling in for a fleet Sherman, and there we go. Medium tank on the white. Orangepest is still roughly a minute away from being able to call in the Panzer IV. He could of course rush out the Stug, but I don't get the impression that Orangepest is feeling like he's under the pressure to have to go for one, so he's more likely just, go for the Panzer IV. Got a wipe there, Brown light machine gun dropped. JaeforJett could use the Major to pick that up. Nasty hit there from the rifle grenade, and we got the 2-2 pursuing and go for another wipe here. Good use of the 2-2 by the way, then 19 kills, half 8 to actually feet, always looking to flank, always looking to maneuver, and more importantly, always looking to wipe something. And that's really one of the spots where the 2-2 can actually be quite useful. Like if you have opponents, retreating and weakening unit, you have a good chance of wiping out with the 2-2, which of course is really great. There you go, going for the ambulance, but right here caught up in front of a lot of machine guns, the base ones, and the 2-2 goes down. Better extension there. Had they able to get to work, that'd been great for him, but in the end, it did not. But even then, I'd say the 2-2 got some good value out of it. So An unfortunate loss, but at least not a, you know, wasteful loss. And of course, it still hurts losing such a veteran armoured car crew. Sherman on the way here for JaeforJett, adding the 50 caliber. He could go for high explosive rounds, but most likely JaeforJett is anticipating his opponent's going to go for a tank any moment now. So if he just, you know, drives around with high explosive rounds, that could give the Panzer IV an edge, since it's going to be able to get a first penetrating shot. Whereas the high explosive round, of course, is he does go for it. Now mind me. Now mind me. Pack 40 following up here as well for Orangepest. So he's quickly reacting and adapting here to JaeforJett's tactics and successes. Still, Orangepest is gaining a lot of fuel here for JaeforJett, and that's definitely something that JaeforJett needs to, well, put under control. Ooh, bit of a kill there, but so far nothing impressive here for the Sherman tank, the M4A3. Gonna be almost wiped out by it. In the west, we got lieutenants moving up. Seizing the point here. Not interesting enough moving towards the field. We got the Panther 1 bound here for the Orangepest. Sherman forces to switch up, but there you go. Shot bounced. That is lucky for JaeforJett here. Second shot on the other hand penetrated the Sherman's armor, slicing through it. In the far west, we've got Lieutenant, there's the Grenadiers. Heavy light machine gun fire against the Grenadiers with no cover. They're exposed. My god, Otto, shouldn't we get into cover? Maybe. But maybe we should also kill the Americans. We got the M42 backing up here, and there you go. The lieutenants being overwhelmed here. Orangepest bringing up Grenadiers with light machine guns. So actually got a mix there. 3 Grenadier squads with G43s and 1 with the LMG42. It's really bad there for JaeforJett. Needs to retreat soon. He cannot sustain that for much longer. There you go. Force retreat. Sherman to deal with the machine gun here. Major moving up. Pack 4 nearby. Lost the lieutenant. That's quite a blow here to JaeforJett. Did he? Looks like it. He actually pulled off another rifle grenade wipe. Or at least a hit on the retreat. Then maybe getting the wipe. That's pretty impressive. That's what happened there. One thing for sure, Orangepest knows his rifle grenades, which is bad news for JaeforJett. Gonna just moving up, he pushing back the mortar, and the west got this Panther 4 moving up, no penalty machine being added. JaeforJett there's close to another Sherman tank. He's got a lot of munitions floating, he might want to consider some artillery barrages here and there. And of course mines, he really needs mines up. I mean, he's got so many munitions, I mean, he could easily just, you know, repeatedly focus on mine the eastern fuel points, so it sounds like the match makes it much harder for Orangepest to actually make a run for it, but for other reasons. JaeforJett sadly is not considered that. And we got a Sturm switch filling up here for Orangepest, probably figuring he's going to be hit by a lot more armor, so going for Stug to back up his Panzer IV is a pretty good decision there. Panther 4 heading eastwards on its own, halfway to its one, Sherman nearby as well. There we go, nice flanking on the Sherman, gets off the first shot. Sherman on hand misses the first shot on the Panzer IV. Second shot goes off, bounces off the Sherman's armor. Sherman on hand has no problem there, piercing the Panzer IV's armor. Both tanks backed up by infantry, very good. Though the Grenadiers are undergunned in some ways, at least the longer ranges versus all these riflemen. And he's likely to have to retreat another rifle grenade here. Again, Orangepest does not lose an opportunity to try and rifle grenade his opponent. He is absolutely on the ball there. Pack 4 moving up there. A bit risky there, honestly, for Orangepest. Like, JaeforJett could theoretically clear out the crew, in which case his Panzer IV would be exposed. A bit, but also importantly, he would actually try and steal the Pack 4 and turn that against Orangepest, which would be bad news. JaeforJett, by the way, they can go for another Sherman. He couldn't go for the tank destroyer, they will absolutely go. So we've got the Stug moving up west side here. Striking forwards for the fatherland, though without a pin-up machine gun, it's not going to be as amazing as the infantry as it could be. There you go. Counts forward the damaged engine, Sherman to go hit. Got the Pack 4 nearby. Sherman moving ahead here. Calling in artillery. Trying to drive about. He needs to be careful. Panther 4 blocking the way out. Oh. Pack down. Oh no, he's going to move through his own artillery. Oh. Guess it didn't matter, but there you go, gets the Panzer IV. Sound of the pack isn't dead. So in the end, JaeforJett, I think, didn't earn a lot. He's got another Sherman on the way though, which is great, but he's also in a bit of a sticky spot here versus Orangepest. Another unit that almost wiped out. JaeforJett's riflemen have been taking staggering casualties against Orangepest and the 272nd Infantry Division. Second Sherman out. Going to use some machine gun backup here. We've got the Sherman moving in. High clip, 50 cover there being added on top. No high explosives around. He's probably worried about the Stug. In fact, there goes body the Stug with the Major. Looks like he's going to go for it. Remove that piece of threat. Oh, Stug there caught on the flank. Shot misses though. That's pretty lucky there for Orangepest. Bad news for JaeforJett. Second shot misses as well. That is very unfortunate. There you go. Shot went through. Also, fun fact: the Sherman actually had a sort of, shall we say, very early type of stabilizer, which allowed it to shoot more swiftly after having moved. Since the gun wouldn't have moved so much, they really couldn't use it to fire on the move, you know, reasonably accurately, like, you know, newer types of stabilizers can. But it has, so, you know, an early basic type of it. Little fun fact there. $50 pushing back the Grenadiers. Laying down tunnel mounts in the south. Seizing points here and there. Sturmgeschütz going to need some repairs there for Orangepest. Going for the lieutenant, very good choice. I mean, you're not really paying a lot more. In fact, you're paying no more for a lieutenant than for a rifle squad. But on the other hand, you're getting, you know, a free bar and a free Thompson, which is actually really good value. So, good choice there by JaeforJett. Some players tend not to always replace lieutenants when they lose them, but it's a really good thing to do because, yeah, they are. It's a really good purchase there. Even if you have to replace them, it's really good. I mean, you're still getting an above, you know, average rifle squad, which is pretty solid. Shumming about here though, 0 kills, a bit of damage done. Rifleman into heavy cover, Pioneers retreating, Grenadiers there also very swiftly getting in the other direction as the Sherman goes on its job and tries to murder them. And notice we've got the 5th cover there for the Germans up, pushing back the rifleman there. Stug could do with some light machine guns to help vezz the infantry, otherwise it's going to be a bit limited what it can do. But it seems to have still managed to kill there. Sehr good. Orangepest might be trying to stall here for a Tiger, a bit risky depending on what JaeforJett does. Like even with a lot of enough tanks, the Tiger might find itself struggling a bit, in particular if you can then clear out a lot of the infantry support for the Tiger. So let's see what it ends up with there. Skirmishing around the centre, 50 caliber pushing back. Orangepest's 50 caliber and fired up north. Fuel point there being claimed once more by the 272nd Infantry Division. Which, having been smashed apart in Normandy, was actually rebuilt as a Volkskunde division. Fun fact. Sherman landing a nice hit here on the MD-42 crew. JaeforJett still not mining. I mean, he's still got a lot. Oh, we do have some mines. Pardon my mistake there, but I still feel like you have more down. I mean, I think that's one mine so far. Another Sherman there for JaeforJett. More tanks. More freedom. Rifle charge, fortunately, a lot of machine gun fire there. A lot of Germans. Got the Stug moving in. No pin machine being added there. Guessing Orangepest does not feel it is necessary. Major push back. Shot at the 5th caliber, and there you go. Got a wipe on it, though not from the Stug's damage. Sherman next target landing good here with the Sturmgeschütz. 3 Ausführungen G. Stugs need to fall back. And the tank rifle going after the Stug, and there you go, landing a hit. Nice hit there from the Stug on the Sherman, almost taking it out. There we got the 5th caliber there backing out the rifleman. Almost taking out one of Orangepest's Grenadiers here. If Fighter Ludwig runs for it, but he actually makes it. He actually makes it. Second Sherman is going to go for that Sturmgeschütz. Nice attack there through the hedges there. And looks like he decides not to pursue anymore, not knowing what's around the hedges there. He could risk getting Panzerfaust or something else. It seems like the pack they're struggling a bit to catch up. And these points they're being harassed again by Orangepest. He's really good at harassing. He's also really good at getting a deal where JaeforJett is and isn't, and that way trying to exploit his perception. So good play there by Orangepest, good play. Both Shermans in dire repairs. And noting that Orangepest has brought up his own mortar, his own Granatenwerfer. That's fully called in, and the machine gun holding up JaeforJett's Western advance, very good. Almost got the machine gun, in fact, from it. Nice call in there. Sherman's almost good to go there for JaeforJett, but he decides to push them in anyways. There you go, Grenadiers on the fire from the Shermans. Fifth cover there lying abandoned. Might want to try and salvage it one way or the other. More pioneers for Orangepest to repair what he's got. And he's not far off from the Tiger tank though. Will JaeforJett be ready for it? We got anti-tank strafes called in here. Orangepest summons the mighty Luftwaffe to back up his defense. As the Americans are running his lifelines, and there you go. Stuka Kanonenvogel. Strafing away. Mortar being forced back. He booked it a bit too close here to Orangepest's front line. Something I ought to be mindful of. Enemy enforcement here. Orangepest has successfully gone for the Tiger tank. Ready to smash some Yankees apart with its 88mm gun. Major pushback. Standing, no chance was the Tiger. We'll have to see if JaeforJett's going to go for a third shot, trying to roll over it that way, basically steamrolling it, or if we're going to go for Jackson to sort of help deal with the Tiger tank. There's a few options there for JaeforJett to consider. Tiger tank rolling about here, more shots being made. Fifth cover destroyed. Orangepest wants none of that. He's already got one. And he's clearly not looking for any souvenirs to take home to the family. Got that fifth cover being pushed back here by the Tiger tank. And these we've got the Sherman advancing here. 4 kills for America, freedom, democracy. Another Sherman on the way there for JaeforJett. So despite being a Tiger on the field, he decides he can overwhelm it with the Shermans. A bold maneuver. Can work out if you've got the skills and the courage. But of course, if it fails, you're going to be in a bad spot. But it can definitely be done if you flank the Tiger roll for the Shermans. They can do a lot of damage faster than the Tiger tank and take it apart. Schluter's going aggressively here. Orangepest is on the offensive. He's not going to allow JaeforJett to build up sufficient armored forces to swarm his Tiger tank. There we go. Veteran 2 gain on the Stug. Schützen added. Schützen, however, originally added to act as protection against anti-tank rifles. Maybe other sort of tanks as well. They were not intended initially for stuff like bazooka rounds and whatnot. So a little fun fact there about those.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Grenadiers on watch. Machine gun there getting blasted and routed. Big 2 points wise. JaeforJett is behind Orangepest here. They does also have a sizable armored force. For all those Shermans. He might actually want to consider, I suppose, at some point, back-ticking for some anti-tank guns. He's not going to go for Jackson just to help versus the Tiger tank, but also using a bit versus the Stug, since the Stug struggles with anti-tanks, particularly the M1, since the M1 has a very high rate of fire. 5th cover route here by the Tiger tank. 3 kills for Das Vaterland so far. Deutschland. In the east, the Grenadiers swarming the Sherman here. Panzerfaust storm unleashed upon the Sherman. Several rockets pierce. The Sherman goes down to half health. In the actual war, if the Sherman took more than 1 Panzerfaust hit, it was definitely dead. Even 1 Panzerfaust hit was usually a nightmare for a tank. And in fact, it would give the crew nightmares about Panzerfaust for those that actually didn't get hit about it, but still lost some mates to it. Stuke though on the pursuit here. Close to Veteran 3 and H2 would be amazing here for Orangepest. And oh, rush into the base here with the Tiger. Took out the ambulance and then he's about to throw away his almost H2. That's a terrible waste there for Orangepest. Terrible waste. Of course, it could have just been bait as he moved into the base to take out the ambulance with the Tiger, but I don't know about that. If that was worth it. Or it could have been a misclick or something else. I mean, there's several options there for Orangepest. Still, JaeforJett has 3 tanks remaining. Can somehow, play them out correctly here versus Orangepest. He should still have a chance of winning, but Orangepest is always just pulling every advantage he can and cementing it as viciously as possible. They could lay down maybe some mines and some bunkers here and there. Roughly hit by the Tiger tank's mighty 88mm gun, shattering numerous of them. My God, these Yankees, they're so soft. If anyone getting hit, there's an 88mm gun, is gonna die. I don't think it's got anything to do with softness. Sherman in all trouble, basically isolated, but there you go, the Sherman flanking in there, going for the Tiger's rear. Shot misses though. Still, it is forcing Orangepest to recall the Tiger tank to safer positions. As he's obviously not intent on having JaeforJett pull a Brat Pit on him and just, take out his Tiger somehow. Damage engine. Sherman going here for the Pack 40. JaeforJett needs to get all tanks repaired as fast as possible. Next, soon go for a 4th one. I mean, 4 Shermans versus a Tiger tank would be, I think, favoured here for JaeforJett quite nicely. Sherman's under repairs, most needed. Sturmgeschütz, number 2 on the way here for Orangepest. Tiger blasting away, murdering riflemen. Grenadiers moving up here, and riflemen moving away. Another Sherman there for JaeforJett, so again, you might aim here for the 4 Shermans, which is going to be a lot of firepower. Of course, the figure is, can he manage 4 Shermans? Not every player can do that successfully. Sturmgeschütz on the way there. And seems like JaeforJett is getting a bit restless. And he's charging the 1 Sherman straight on ahead. No smokes in probably. He had a rough idea where the Pack 40 is, so we need to smoke the area before charging. That helped out a lot. Sherman's moving in here, I would also say at a rather awkward time pace. So there we go. Got the Pack, but Stuke supported taking out the Sherman. 4th Sherman, or he's now 3rd Sherman. He's almost done. Sherman's about to go down here to the Tiger tank. Goes for the Stuke instead of the Tiger tank. Might have been a Sherman just decided to need to shoot the Stuke instead. All the way. Sherman down, Tiger alive. He's down to just 2 Shermans now. The situation is quickly deteriorating here for JaeforJett and the 1st Armoured Division. The German defences are proving to be much more vicious and nasty than initially anticipated. There you go. 3rd Sherman more or less out of the fight now. Pack wiped again. And that Sherman is kaput.
We just lost a medium tank.
And we got the last Sherman going for up. There you go. Damaged engine before it can flank the Tiger tank. Leaving it in front of it. And the Tiger tank gains 52. Smoke's going off, but far off the mark, and there you go. That is 4 Shermans down here for JaeforJett. I would say somewhat clumsily executed assault, possibly due to desperation. Made it much easier for Orangepest to pick it apart, since in the end it kind of resulted in JaeforJett just in the tanks much more easily, 1 by 1 more or less versus Orangepest, which rather gave him the edge. And with that, JaeforJett surrenders, loss for the 1st Armoured Division, forced to fall back here in the face of the 202nd stalwart and almost fanatical defense of this sector. Lots of bloodshed, some nice maneuvers here from both sides, but JaeforJett could have probably handled his tanks a bit better. Might also benefit from more mines. In fact, he would have. That's, I think, one unfortunate moment. Or at least could have gone for some grenades. There's definitely a bit, room, I think, for some more stuff happening in there. Orangepest, as they played quite well to make good use of units and abilities, and that way, slowly but surely, drove Jet into the ground. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, share it with your friends, your family, and of course, you like we do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Pro Linking. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You all have a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all tomorrow again. Bye everybody.